Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the final bit of Spring Smashdown. My name is Mark.
I'm Colin.
And you're listening to level 58 of the Warp Whistle podcast. All right, Colin, it has come down to this. We just had the final regular week of Spring Smashdown. We had the Capcom Classics and Princess Power matches. Now, for anyone that's listening to this, the videos went up a little late this week. So, Colin, you haven't even seen the videos.
No, I haven't.
So let's do the same kind of thing we did last week. Let's do a little spoiler warning because the videos are going up. We're recording this Sunday night. The videos are going up tonight. I think I'm going to delay the show going up. So by the time people listen to this, the videos will be there on our YouTube page. So go back, watch the videos from last week because this was, I would say, the most exciting week that we had so far.
Nice.
Let's start with Princess Power. Actually, no, you know what? Let's start with the Capcom Classics because the Princess Power one's just insane. So Capcom Classics, this is one that you were really looking forward to right from the start.
Yep. Yeah, I couldn't wait to see this because it was an actual, one of my favorite characters ever and an actual fighting game fighter.
Exactly. So we had Ryu, Mega Man, and they kind of just, it was a straight up brawl. The first round though went to Mega Man. And he just, it seemed like another one of those Mario versus Link kind of things. Like Mega Man would just constantly kind of had the edge, Ryu was always kind of playing catch up. And I think it actually finished with like Mega Man had 2 stock left. Like it was just kind of, by the end of it, he was just kind of really sweeping the floor with him. It was a little insulting for, someone who's coming from an actual fighting game kind of thing, but, not too surprising.
Yeah.
Second match, Ryu kind of got ticked off that Mega Man swept the floor with him so bad the first time. So he came out, and really just kind of tossed that little robot around. So he won the second match.
He was just making him feel good before he put him down.
Yeah, the third match, it kind of went back to the same way as it started. Mega Man just kind of really took control early on. It was back and forth for a bit. Ryu stood his own, but in the end, yeah, definitely 100%. Mega Man took the lead, took the win, and he's moving on to the final match. So it was a really, it was a good matchup, but, Mega Man, and we talked about this last week, he has so many moves and such a wide variety of things that he can do. And the level 9 computer player, maybe, I don't think, took it as far as a lot of the human players do and that kind of stuff, but really used a wide range of stuff. He'd use grabs and his buster to kind of keep Ryu at a distance. If Ryu got a little bit too close, he could still kind of use, a couple of his defensive moves. He'd throw the saw blade. He'd throw his the Leaf Man kind of thing. Mega Man just brought every single thing that he could, and Ryu was just a little bit too slow, really trying those moves. And just like we said with Captain Falcon, Captain Falcon landed a couple of Falcon punches. Ryu never really landed most of his really hard-hitting moves. There were a few times that he really could have knocked Mega Man clean off the stage, but Mega Man would do a little, dodge or something like that, do a grab, use a little bit of those distance moves, and Ryu just, he didn't bring it as strong.
Yeah. I was hoping it would go that way, and it did, so I'm pretty happy with that.
That's good. I was just gonna ask. You're probably pretty happy with that one. You really don't care how the rest of this goes, I'm guessing.
Well, I do. We're gonna pick our favorites, I think, for the final big 8-player smash. So.
Yeah, definitely. So let's get on to Princess Power then. The Peach versus Zelda match. We were both betting on Zelda.
Yes.
And the first match was insane. It was our first shutout match of this whole Spring Smashdown tournament thing. Zelda had 3 stock left.
I can tell by the way you're talking that this isn't going to go as we wanted it to.
Zelda had 3 stock left. Completely flawless victory, KO, done on the first round.
Cool.
When you watch the videos, you will see that I think at one point I said, I don't even know if we need a second match.
Huh.
That was a very stupid thing to say, Colin.
I bet it was.
Princess Peach came out the second match and the third, just showing why she is the princess of the entire Mushroom Kingdom, showing why Mario is so crazy about her and why Bowser is so crazy about her, showed that she might look pink and she might look pretty, but she can kick some major ass.
Cool. I'm excited to watch that one.
It's insane. There's like that was the best match in my opinion, the best 3 matches of this entire tournament so far, and the most surprised I have been. There's whole sections of those videos where I'm speechless. I was working and editing on the videos today. You know, I had a pretty busy week, and I went up to Halifax for the weekend, so I really, you know, I had all the video recorded, and I was just finally finished editing, and like I said, I'm going to upload them as soon as we stop, because I didn't want to upload and record at the same time. My computer's pretty fast, but not that good. But yeah, even watching the videos back, like, there's entire sections when I didn't say anything, or when I was just like, you just see the shock in my face, like, what did I just watch? What just happened? And like a few of those things happened in the Mega Man versus Ryu battle too. Like, there are a couple of KOs that just like, this was the best week. That's all I can really say. So go watch the videos. It's really, really fun to watch. And yeah, so let's look at who we have for the final Smash. So we're going to do this. It's going to be an 8-player Smash. And I guess we can really only do 1 match. It's going to be 1 match, winner take all, right? Because we can't do like 2 out of 3, because we could have 3 different winners, or 2 different winners, or whatever, right? So, I mean, you know, we'd have to do... I mean, what we have to do there, like, to get an average, that'd be like a whole, you know, that'd be crazy.
Well, just be whoever got to 2 first.
Yeah, I guess so. You know, but I mean,
that could take a very long time.
That could take a really long time. So let's do 1 match, winner take all.
Yep.
Good with that? Okay. So let's see who we have going in. We have Link, Samus, Pac-Man, Marth, Peach, Mega Man, Rob, and Captain Falcon.
All right, that's pretty good. That's gonna be a crazy match.
That is gonna be insane. So let's give a little moment of silence for our fallen heroes. So these guys fought valiantly, but they got knocked out. So we had Sonic, Duck Hunt, Ryu, Zelda, Cloud, Donkey Kong, Star Fox, and Mario. May you rest in peace. Sorry. Yeah. Better luck next time. So those are, so these are the guys moving on. Again, Captain Falcon, Rob, Mega Man, Peach, Marth, Pac-Man, Samus, and Link. Free-for-all battle. We're going to go with one of the big stages, the Final Destination style, just like we've been going. Final Destination, as big as we can get. 8 people, no items, level 9, computer players, all out, free-for-all, everyone versus everyone. Who's your money on?
Well, it's basically impossible to even think of an outcome, like, or predict
Absolutely.
an outcome. I mean,
yeah.
So I'm basically just going for Mega Man because I like him. There's no other reason really. Like, anything could happen at any time. Someone could be fighting someone else, and then Pac-Man could come up and just throw someone off the level, or anything could happen. So
absolutely,
I'm holding out for Mega Man to win the whole thing.
Very good. I'm gonna do the same kind of thing. I'm tossing between Link and Captain Falcon just because that's kind of who I play as a lot of the time.
I think you're gonna go with Falcon.
I was actually leaning a little bit more towards Link.
Oh, wow.
Just because I don't know. I just felt like, I think in a free for all match, Link has a little bit more. Like, he can do some distance stuff. He can do, he's still got some powerful moves. Captain Falcon, I think, and I don't know. He has the speed to get away from a lot of weird situations. It is like too crazy to say. I'm gonna go Link.
All right.
The hero of time, the hero of Smash. Let's see how it goes. What I want to do is I'm going to record this week. I'm going to save it for the end of the week, maybe next weekend, and we're going to talk about it, but I want to hear what our listeners think. I want to hear who you're going. And I think I'm going to start a poll maybe on our Facebook page. I'll pin it to the top. And, vote for your favorite. Vote who you think is going to win. And we'll see, maybe, and if you win, then you'll have some bragging rights that you guessed the right person. Colin, one last thing on this. Are we still going with 3 stock, or do you want to up it to 5 just to make this more intense?
I'll leave that one up to you.
Okay.
Game time decision.
I will decide that at game time. We'll see. And I love sometimes that our listeners get a peek behind the curtain of how like devastatingly disorganized we are.
Very, very unorganized. Completely.
We make this up as we go.
Yeah, pretty much.
All the time. Including for, something that we've been doing for now for 4 or 5 weeks. So there we go. All right, so that's how we're going to do that. We will have the results of Spring Smashdown, but we're not going to really take up much more time. We'll have the results. We'll talk about it for a little bit next week, just like we did this week. But let's kind of move on. We have something else to talk about tonight.
Yeah, we do.
So do you want to lead us into the next topic?
Yeah, so this one's... What?
Sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead. I'm laughing at the thought of this because after a few weeks of... breaking away from our regular show, we're finally coming back, and we're talking about a great Nintendo topic. So lead us in.
Yeah, so it's actually kind of about Nintendo, but not really.
Maybe.
We're talking about the rumors of the PS 4.5, which is kind of not even rumors anymore. It's kind of confirmed as the PlayStation Neo. Yes. But basically, we just want to talk about what the future of gaming might be.
Right,
because of this, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, these rumors, like you said, have been around for a little while, but was recently. I mean, it's got a name. There's been documents leaked that have gone to developers and that kind of thing, and like guidelines that PlayStation is making people follow and all this kind of stuff. So let's a quick recap of the guidelines. Do you kind of know what the guidelines have leaked?
I know some. Yeah, I know what they are, but like I couldn't say them right now off top of my head.
All right, so I'll recap just a couple that really stand out to me because this is where my comparison to Nintendo, in the PlayStation 4.5 or Neo or PlayStation 4K or whatever you want to call it, when it was first kind of rumored, I was upset a little bit, and I said this on the Geekcast when I did a guest episode there. I said I'm okay with this as long as it's not a new 3DS kind of situation. So if they come out with a PlayStation 4.5, and Colin, right now you don't own a PlayStation 4, if they come out with this and they say it can run 4K, it can run games it'll load a tiny bit faster, it's a little bit more optimized, it's a little bit speedier, blah 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 blah, whatever. That's cool. That's the one that if you're getting a new system and you're a techie kind of person and you want to have the best version of whatever it is, that's the one to get. Sounds like they're still going to be selling the PlayStation 4 maybe at a reduced price, which is great for them going into the holidays. I think this is probably releasing this fall, right? I don't think it's immediately coming out. So, my problem with it was my PlayStation 4 is not even 2 years old right now, and if it comes out that there's a PlayStation Neo that is kind of like a PlayStation 4.5, but just like the new 3DS, if there were games on it that I couldn't play, that would tick me off after dropping all that money on a PlayStation 4 not even 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, rightfully so.
Yeah. So but the rumors today, the the leaked documents for developers say that that's not going to be a thing. You cannot make a specific Neo game. You can't have, I think it's like everyone online, everyone on the network has to have the same features. So you're not going to find someone with like a Neo exclusive car in Rocket League, I think was what Colin and Greg were saying on PS I Love You. Like that kind of stuff. You're not going to go into the next Destiny or the next Call of Duty with players that are playing on the Neo that have a better ship or better armor or a better gun or something that's going to give them a step up. They can simply play in 4K resolution. The frame rate's going to be maybe locked a little bit on some of the games, although games like Destiny and Call of Duty are usually pretty silky smooth anyway, even on the PlayStation 4. But it's going to be kind of those little behind the scenes optimizations. Like if for your computer, maybe if you upgraded, if someone had the exact same computer system that you have, and then they upgraded to new RAM or something like that, right? It's just going to be a little bit speedier, but still have the exact same UI, the exact same games, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about these like iterative consoles?
Well, this one specifically, as someone that doesn't own a PlayStation 4 right now, like I don't really care about it. I don't know why. I guess I do understand why people are getting so mad, but like you just mentioned the PS I Love You episode, and I turned it off after like a few minutes because I couldn't stand Colin flipping out about it anymore. I was like, oh my god,
okay, and that's
stop.
That's the point. I literally pulled in the driveway just as he was starting his rant.
Oh yeah, his rant was insane.
I'll start to listen to that tomorrow going to work, and I'll see if I finish it. Because, sometimes you can go off. And a lot of people have been going off. And to me... Yeah, go ahead.
The worries... I do understand some of the worries because, like the example that you drew on was the 3DS and the new 3DS.
Right.
So there's games that you can't play at all on the 3DS, like Xenoblade Xenoblade...
Xenoblade... and Xenoblade, Binding of Isaac. I think they're two of the main ones. I mean, Hyrule Warriors is definitely optimized for that. So
this is what I want to get into is the Hyrule Warriors point. So technically, they can put a game on PS4 and the game on PS4 Neo,
right?
Just like Hyrule Warriors, and it's basically like a really shitty game on the PlayStation 4, but it's awesome on the Neo, and that could happen.
It could. It sounds like PlayStation's really trying to watch out for that. Like it sounds like Sony's kind of really mindful of that, saying like your games have to still run on the PlayStation 4. They have to run there, and they're giving kind of templates to run in 4K and all that kind of stuff. I can't see PlayStation with as good as they've been so far with pleasing the customer. From the very first E3 when they unveiled the PS4 and they came out literally swinging at everything Microsoft has said the day before.
It was actually awesome.
That was still one of my favorite E3 presentations and one of my favorite console launches. But, so you look at that kind of thing and you think there's like, what, 30 some million PlayStation 4s out there right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of people that they don't want to piss off.
It is, and I think they're going to be very careful for the first 2 years. But I think 3-4 years down the line, developers are just going to end up being like, well, we'll make this run on the PS4, whatever. But it's going to be optimized for the Neo for sure.
Yeah,
and I think that is going to happen down the road. Not right away, definitely not right away, because they have to tread very carefully with how they're doing this. But I also have a theory of another reason why they're doing this, and that has to do, I think, with the PlayStation VR. I don't think the regular PlayStation 4 right now is quite as powerful as maybe they thought it was for the VR, and they're just realizing it now. They're launching the VR this year, and I think they're going to have to bundle the Neo with that, and I think that's what's going to happen because they didn't realize how much power they needed. Like the Oculus, you need a crazy powerful PC. Same with the Vive. So I don't think the PlayStation 4 will be super good at the VR, but the Neo will.
Well, that's why the PSVR comes with its own processing unit.
Oh, does it? I didn't know that.
Yeah, the initial rumors were that the Neo doesn't need that processing unit. It could run, so you could technically, there could be 2 different SKUs of PlayStation VR. Is kind of my theory. Is one, if you have a PlayStation 4, you need this PlayStation VR with the processing unit. If you buy the bundle that comes with PlayStation Neo, you don't need the processing unit, and maybe maybe the whole bundle or something's like $50 less or $25 less or whatever it is, right? Like it's a little incentive to buy the Neo with the VR and just kind of upgrade your whole setup.
Well, if they can take the processing power out of the VR headset itself, if it's in the Neo, that would be I think a pretty significant price drop, like maybe like $200 or something.
Yeah.
So you could get how much is the PlayStation VR? $399?
$400, $399. Yeah. I think
yeah. So maybe they'll be able to sell that thing for $200 with the Neo, which would be huge.
Yeah, definitely.
That's probably what they're doing then.
Yep. So it definitely could be. I'm not super concerned as long as my PlayStation still runs all the games. As long as they don't come out and say, "Hey, Uncharted runs really awesome on PlayStation Neo and it runs like a greased pile of garbage on the PlayStation 4." Like, that will drive me crazy. I will throw my PlayStation 4 out and I will go back to an Xbox One, and
you can have mine.
That'll be it. Yeah. So that's how that'll work. So with that, and I mean, go ahead.
I'm used to this stuff now because I've been PC gaming for I don't know how many years now. Say 4.
Right.
So that's my norm now. They come up with new graphics cards every year. There's always updates. There's always upgrades that you can do for your PC. So this is kind of, I know it's way different for consoles, but this is kind of the norm for me, and I'm kind of excited about it. I hope Xbox kind of does the same thing, but I hope they kind of do it where it's just an add-on part where you don't have to buy a whole new console.
Okay, that was actually going to be my next question to you. Was, do you see consoles going, and Shuhei Yoshida came out and said there might not be a PlayStation 5. The next thing we get, this might be iterations. It might just kind of be a PlayStation. After Neo, it might just be a PlayStation. It might just be something akin to a PC that you add on, you swap parts. And I had a great conversation with Loren's brother this weekend about this and about how, the differentiation between consoles could kind of go away. So you could be playing on a Microsoft console or a PlayStation console or a Nintendo console in the future. Nintendo probably will still go off and do their own wacky little thing. Let's say PlayStation or Microsoft right now, and it'd be just like playing on a Dell or an Alienware PC. And you get the company you like building the thing, and the biggest difference might be the controller. Buy it for the controller you like, but it's all kind of running. They can all run the same games. We're starting to see that now. I mean, there's a lot of cross-platform gaming talk. Rocket League was a big one that just came up, and you can already play PS4 and PC, and they're saying Xbox One people, it's all going to be one big happy Rocket League family. And Microsoft's totally open to doing that. So do you think things are kind of leaning more to be more, platform optional?
Yeah, well, it sounds like they're trying to go the way of your favorite thing, Apple.
Yep.
But it also sounds like they're going the way of PC gaming, which
right.
I'm all for.
Right.
Maybe I'll go back to console gaming if there's a way to upgrade. Because the way I look at it, like, my number one hobby is playing video games, as is a lot of my friends, and that's why I like PC gaming, because it's what I spend most of my time doing. So I want to have like the best of the best. So if there's an Xbox that comes out and the basic one is $400, plays games at 30 frames per second, that's fine. But if you can get one for say $600 or $700 that runs all the games at 60 frames per second and it's a bit higher graphics, then I would pay the money for that. I don't mind paying that much money for the thing that I do most.
Right. So, okay, so you mentioned the Apple thing, and I don't know if I'm going to have to check with Ryan on this one, because if you mention it, do people drink? Or is it just when I mention it?
Just you. I don't mention it very much.
Right. Sorry, just instantly thought back to the drinking game. So, okay, with that, I guess one of my questions is, do you see this more as a PC with something you can open up? They did that with the PlayStation 4. I swapped out my hard drive, but that was really the only thing you could swap out very, very easily, might I add. If anyone's filling up their PlayStation hard drive space, talk to me, message me, send us a message. I will give you detailed instructions on how easy it is to swap out to a 2 terabyte drive, and they're starting to come out with slim 4 terabyte drives too. Awesome stuff. But so, do you think this is going to be one unit that you can, kind of like your PC, where you could swap out your video card, you can swap out your RAM, hard drive, all that kind of stuff, and just kind of keep building this little Frankenstein monster that's completely different after 5 or 10 years, the internals of it? Or do you think they're going, since you already mentioned it, the Apple route, where, if you want the newest thing, you have to go from the iPhone 6 to the iPhone 6S? Or you can do what most people do and stick with one phone for 2 or 3 years. Like, I just upgraded to the 6S. I had a 5S. It lasted 2.5 years. It was kind of getting a little chuggy. I wanted to do some of the newer things. I wanted to test out some of the new stuff. And I like having new gadgets, so I grabbed the 6S. Could I have grabbed a 6? Yeah, it would have done most of the same stuff. But I figured, hey, I'm spending the money, I'm going to be upgrading, I'm going to use this for another 2 or 3 years or whatever. I might as well get the newest, the best of the best, whatever, and grab the 6S. Now, do you think it's going to be like that, where you can, I'll have my PlayStation 4 now, I'll probably skip the Neo, but if there's a PlayStation Morpheus, let's stick with the Matrix names. Aha. So if there's a PlayStation Morpheus in, say, another 2 years, that's kind of a step up from the Neo, maybe I'll get that one. And maybe that's just kind of how they keep going. They keep building on this PlayStation 4 platform that's already HD, already, getting 4K, it's getting VR, it's getting all this stuff. Do we need a PlayStation 5, or is it going to just keep being a PlayStation 4 with, like, I look at the Neo kind of like the S model. Is this going to just kind of keep being a step thing? So every 5 years, every 6 years, you get the same thing, but your games still work, all that kind of stuff. Your controllers still work as long as they're not, busted or whatever. But what would your ideal situation be? Is it an upgradable, or is it like more like iterative, like an iPhone?
For me, I would probably say upgradable.
Right.
Because it's different things for different people. Like, most people, I think, are completely fine with 30 frames per second. I have become very sensitive to it, and people think I'm just being a snob or an idiot, and 30 frames is... But it actually, like, it's uncomfortable for me to play games at 30 frames sometimes.
Right. Yeah.
So for different people, like, I want to upgrade, I want to pay more, I'm fine with that. Other people might not want to pay more, and I think there's just a different mindset when you're buying a console. You're not going to be like, I'm going to spend $400-$500 this year, and then in 2 years I'm going to spend another $500, and then in 2 years I'm going to spend another $500. Right. Phones are a bit different. I don't think they should go
subsidized, right?
Yeah, I don't think they should go that route at all.
Okay.
I really think it should be upgradable, but at the same time, like, there's already PCs. Like, it's so hard to predict what's going to happen, or what they're even thinking. So I don't know.
Definitely. So let's tie this back to Nintendo. How, a lot of what we've been saying about the NX and about the rumors of the NX, where it's a portable, it's a handheld, it's a console, it's this, it's that, it's going to tie into mobile, all this kind of stuff, kind of sounds like Nintendo's actually getting ready for this. It kind of sounds to me like they're like the NX. Like, we've said this on the show, and we might be completely wrong, but a lot of it sounds like it's a platform. This is a platform that they're going to be building on. So do you think that the NX, if it kind of follows what we've been predicting on the show, do you think this is Nintendo preparing for this world where this is our platform, whatever you play it on, here's this year's version of this, in 2 years we'll have another, or in 4 years we'll have another, but it's all going to be the same continuous platform? Do you kind of like that kind of just kind of clicked for me as I was listening to this stuff about the Neo and kind of forming these thoughts in my head about, today's show while I was driving home from Halifax, just kind of, it all just kind of clicked. What do you think of that kind of stuff?
I don't think Nintendo's getting ready to do that. And I would have thought that, but the reason why is with the new 3DS having the Super Nintendo ports to them,
right?
And you have to buy the games again.
Yeah,
they're obviously not. They're not preparing for this platform where you buy stuff and it's just always there in your account. They're not ready for it.
Okay, all right. I'll see that. For me, the new 3DS is more like the DSi. So it's kind of a stepgap in between the DS and the 3DS. So the new 3DS is kind of a step in between the 3DS and whatever's next, which I think is still going to be the NX. Now, I could be 100% wrong. They could stick with the 3DS or the new 3DS kind of thing and keep building up that platform. We'll see. But we're kind of running short on time, so let's end it there. Although, actually, no, let's not end it there. I want to go a couple minutes over because there's one more NX rumor that I want to address. There's been a couple of games that have been... They're saying that these are going to be launch games. There's Zelda Wii U, which everyone pretty much says is going to NX already. Makes sense. Yeah. But there's another two, and I think there were four, but I'm forgetting one of them right now. It might come back to me. But the two that I am really kind of concerned about are Mario Maker and Splatoon. Oh, Smash Brothers is the other one.
Smash was the other one, yeah.
Smash is the other one, which is fine. That one works. That one makes sense. Especially if it's like a Game of the Year edition or a Super Smash edition or something where it comes with all the DLC packaged on. So you get your NX, you put this in or you download this game and it has every single bit of content that was on the Wii U version, maybe a couple of new stages, maybe some of the 3DS stuff, maybe just everything.
I think we mentioned this before, like when the rumors were saying about the NX and like what games would be carried over. I think we talked about releasing an Ultimate Edition of Smash Bros.
Yeah, we definitely did. So that one I'm on board with. Splatoon, I could see because you can move the stuff that's on the gamepad up. There are certain ways that you could do that. That one's cool. Mario Maker's throwing me right off though. I don't know how that works unless it's they've got an app for your phone or your tablet or your computer where you can build stages. Does that mean the NX is coming with a screen?
Well, if it's a handheld, it has to.
Right, I guess so. But I guess right.
Like it literally has to have a screen if it's a handheld system.
Yeah, and a lot of the rumors are saying that you can either get the handheld or the console and they'll both be able to play, but it's kind of two separate units. So this is making it sound like it's the handheld or nothing really.
Yeah, or maybe you can hook your Wii U pad up to it and they're going to sell those individually now. Who knows? Oh,
possibly. Yeah, I guess so. So that to me, I don't know. I kind of wanted to see your thoughts on that. Like, what do you think about those four games in particular being like launch window games?
I'm not a huge fan of remakes or like enhanced editions being launch titles. It's fine, right. But most people already own them, so that they're going to count those as launch games. So that's like 4 launch games that are like new launch games that we're not going to get. But Zelda is obviously the best thing you could do for a Nintendo system besides Mario.
Definitely.
It would be nice if they had a Mario, a Metroid, and a Zelda launch.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. Even within the launch year, that would be crazy.
I want them all at once, though.
I don't know, but would that kind of skew sales? Because you're not going to sell a Metroid game for people that just bought a Mario and a Zelda.
Yeah, that's true.
You're not people aren't going unless they're going to buy 3 games. Most people they buy a console and they buy 1 or 2 games kind of thing. Most people are going to go Mario. A few fewer than who buy Mario, going to buy Zelda. Unless it's the U.S., then you flip those numbers. But worldwide usually skews to Mario, right?
Yeah, they better not release a new Super Mario Bros. Game first. We need a new 3D Mario game. We don't want new Super Mario Bros. Anymore.
I'm going to disappoint you with a new rumor.
Oh, my God. What?
Luigi's Mansion 3.
I like Luigi's Mansion, but, like, no. Give us a brand new 3D
awesome
Mario.
games, but it's not a launch title. I completely agree. Okay, so maybe we'll touch on these kind of rumors. We'll grab some more stuff. We'll do some stuff maybe next week. That's kind of another part of what we talk about. We're definitely going a little over this week. One thing I have to say, if these rumors are true and you pick up an NX, you need to pick up Splatoon. There's going to be a petition starting. Like people want you to play Splatoon. It's just unacceptable at this point. That's all.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to get it. So
you specifically, you have been like Ricky is just so upset that you don't play Splatoon. Like he said he's going to start a petition.
I don't have Facebook or anything, so I won't see any of this.
I know, yeah, it's terrible. But I said I'd bring it to you. So here's me bringing this to you. There's going to be a petition started for you to at least come over to my place and just sit down and play Splatoon for an hour.
Well, I did that already.
Okay, but do it again or something. I don't know. You need to try this game out. Anyway,
to be fair, it's not just Splatoon. It's like I don't know why. I just have no interest in multiplayer shooters right now. Like Gears of War 4 is kind of getting me excited because that was like my jam. Gears of War.
Yeah, that's really making me want to buy an Xbox One. It's terrible, and I
might get back into them then. But like there was a free beta for Battleborn and Overwatch and Doom. Yep. I downloaded Doom on my PC. I played it for like a half hour, and I was like, I'm done with it. And then Battleborn and Overwatch, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna download these. And then I was like, actually, I don't want to play a multiplayer shooter right now. I don't care about them. So it's not just Splatoon. Just at this point in my life, I just don't care about them.
Shooter fatigue.
Yeah, really.
I mean, we played shooters fairly extensively for like probably 15 years.
Oh, I was hardcore on the Xbox 360.
Yeah. So, yeah. All right. Well, let's leave that at that then. As always, you can subscribe to us on iTunes, on SoundCloud, follow us on Facebook. If you want Colin to start playing Splatoon, or if you just have any other feedback, let us know. Remember, let us know who you think is going to win the big final Smashdown, and we will have all the results for you next week. As always, thank you very much for listening.
Thank you. Also, I just want to add, I also don't like the design of Splatoon. Sorry. I just don't like how it looks. That's another reason.
It's an acquired taste. I will give you that. Did you hear of what the Splatfest was this weekend?
No, I don't even know what Splatfest is.
It's like a big tournament, and you pick your side, and you go against the other side, and it's like red versus blue, only they always have a theme. This week's theme was SpongeBob versus Patrick. It was pretty awesome. Funny. So which team would you be on?
SpongeBob.
Sweet, that's what I picked too, but I didn't get to play because I was in Halifax. Anyway, let's wrap it up.
Later.
Thanks for listening. Bye.